Hi chickens, welcome to episode 2 of the FibrePunk podcast. My name's Marcus and I'm coming to you from sunny Glasgow in Scotland. It's been a while. And a lot of you have noticed and told me it's been a while, hurry up. I think this will be the 7th attempt at recording since episode 1. Things don't really go as planned when you're me. It's, where I live, it seems to be surrounded by noisemakers. On one side, I have a dog who is practicing for the X Factor at all hours of the day, and to the back of the house, this room is in the back of the house, so it looks like the front. But to the back of the house, I've someone who has been doing work on their house for 3 years, non-stop, joy of joys. But also we've been doing some stuff in the house as well, which just adds to the cacophony of interruptions. But today I have quiet, so let's just jump in. First off, I have a finished object. Well, two finished objects, I suppose. I finished my V-Junkie socks. The pattern is by Alice Yu, I believe. It's been a while since I finished these. I finished these not after the first episode, but it took me a while to get here. But yeah, I absolutely adore them. The pattern is lovely, and the yarn is Brat by Dye Candy on her Super Sock base. It's a Super Wash Merino base. I can't remember if it's Super Sock or something along those lines anyway. But I think the pattern works so well with the yarn. I don't know how well this is going to come up on my camera because the colours are absolutely insane and my camera just cannot deal with them. But originally I didn't really want to use this yarn for a pair of socks because I absolutely loved it, and I thought I would be kind of wasting the yarn by using them for a pair of socks. But do you know what, I'm so glad that I did, because I can't think of a better, I think out of the, I had a couple choices for this pattern, and I really don't think any of them would have looked as amazing as this yarn does. So, happy me. But I'm not one who likes to read patterns to the letter, or I like patterns where you just kind of get the essence of what the pattern wants you to do and then just do your own thing. Which didn't really work out for me this time. Because the pattern gives you instructions for how to, well, for a completely different heel, but also how to continue the pattern into the heel a little bit so that you don't have this completely blunt, harsh line. I kind of didn't think about that until I was at the toe and I wasn't going to rip back, so it can stay like that, it's fine, I love it anyway. So, works in progress. In my sock bag from Manacori Creations, I have a pair of socks. Would you believe? These are just some 4-ply socks. The yarn I'm using is this, which is a Drops Fable. I either bought this yarn in Norway or a new-ish yarn shop that opened near me called the Audi Mill in Eaglesham. I bought 4 balls of Drops Fable when I was in Norway, and then when the Audi Mill opened, which was not long after I got back from Norway, I bought 4 more balls, so I don't really know which ones I got from where. But I'm using some Easy Knits minis for Heels, Toes and Cuffs, one of their Wickedlets, and I have actually lost the ball. It just seems to be running. I think I put it in my bag, but then it's never in my bag, and then I find it, and then I think I'm putting it in my bag, but evidently I'm not because it's never in the bag. And I haven't seen it for a couple of days, so let's just hope I find it before I get to the toes. So yeah, I've not long finished the heel, so it won't take me long to actually get to the toe. I'm quite enjoying them. Although I will say, I don't really love it. I don't hate it. I don't know. It's just I don't like red and pink together. And I'm sure if I properly looked at the ball when I bought it, I would have realised that would have happened. But I don't know. I'm just not. I don't hate it. Like, it's just not my favourite. But it's fine. On the topic of minis, actually, I seem to be amassing. Oh God, look what I've done. I have the yarn all stuck in my sushi. I'll just fix that later. But I've been amassing a small collection of minis, and I have no idea what to do with them. Used one in those socks, but what have all of these Easy Knits Wickedlets, and I love all of them. Just don't know what to do with them. And I also have this selection of minis from the Sleek It Hair. I managed to nab these at Queen of Pearls from her bricks and mortar shop before she closed the bricks and mortar. They're lovely. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but they have stellina in them. It's 75 superwash merino, 20 nylon and 5 stellina, and they're gorgeous, and they're each 10 grams. So I've got 50 grams in total, and I also have this 20 gram mini, which is lovely. It's got little neps in it. But again, I don't know what I want to do with them. I have 50 grams in total here, which is enough for socks for me if I do contrasting heels, toes and cuffs. I don't know, like, again, I just kind of feel like would that be wasting them? Would that be a total waste just to stick these in a pair of socks? Can you waste yarn if you're knitting it into something that you love? Because socks is what I love to make. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking I could knit these into a pair of socks and use this lovely teal mini for the contrasting heel, toes and cuffs. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it is a waste? Do you think you can waste yarn if you're actively using it? I don't know. Let me know what you think, and let me know what you do with minis. Because I like buying things. I'm good at buying things. I'm really, really good at buying things, but using them up seems to be a challenge. I'm too precious with things. I think that's part of the problem. But on to my next work in progress. Last time I talked about starting the Voltage shawl by Sue Stratford. I should really check these things. The first 5 attempts to film this, I did write notes. But today, when I actually have silence, peace and quiet to do this in, I didn't write notes. But I seem to be doing a bit better. But anyway, I did start my Voltage shawl. I have made some quite good progress. I'd say I'm maybe 2/3 of the way through so far. And just look at those colours. They're absolutely insane. and with this little black sparkly section. I just love it. I worried that the black sparkly section would be a bit too in your face, but when you're knitting with this like lemon lime colour, sparkle isn't really going to do much to there's nothing sparkle's going to do that this lemon and lime colour hasn't already done, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm loving it so far. The pattern itself, it's a bit of a chore for me, to be honest. It has just got to that point where I just want to finish it. And as I was saying before, I'm not really one for reading patterns, which you really have to for this. This is a kind of pattern that you need to look at it every second row to know what you're doing. And that's not always how I like to knit. I love socks, just plain stocking it. I like easy things, which is not to say this is complicated, but it's just you need to pay attention, and I'm not always in the mood for that. I've been quite busy recently. I've had a lot going on, and I'm not even getting a chance to sit down and knit every day. So when I do get a chance, I'm not jumping for this, because this is something that I've got to use a couple brain cells for, which I've not been in the mood for. I've been in the mood for like mindless knitting and audiobooks. But yeah, I am loving it, and it is going to be so worth all the hard work when it's finished, because it already looks amazing. But I just can't wait to get it finished. It's not to say anything bad about the pattern, because I am enjoying it. I'm just not always wanting to enjoy it. That doesn't make sense. I'm enjoying it, I just don't always want to work on it. But yeah, it is going to be lovely. Although I am it doesn't seem, I am kind of coming towards the end, and it doesn't seem to be that wide at this point, so I don't know. I don't know how big it's actually supposed to be, but I like blankets to wear around your neck. That's kind of my style. But yeah, so that is my voltage shawl. What else am I doing? What have I been doing since the last podcast? Who knows? Blankets. In my bulging blanket tote from Easy Knits, actually I have some new pins. And I can't really remember what ones I had last time. So I've got a little Plague Doctor. I have a magical wizard goat that I bought from Queen of Pearls at Perth, actually. Shocker. I bought everything I own at Perth. But I have my International Virtual Knit Night badge, an online knitting group that I'm a member of. My bullshit remover. My axolotl. Alpaca. I'm pretty sure I had the alpaca last time. And my... Can you see it? Is it going to focus? I don't think so. But it says Hello Queen of Pearls. Again, bought it at Perth like everything else. But in here I've got my mitered square blanket. Somewhere. There we go. Last time I think I had 5 squares. Is this upside down? No, it's back to front. Last time I think I had 5 squares, and now I didn't count it before I started filming today, but I think the last time I tried to film a podcast, I think I had 13 and 2 half squares for the sides. I'll count this after, I'm not going to count it now. But yeah, this has grown enormously. I love this project so much. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying I've got a lot in my mind and I've been really busy and I just want something easy to work on. this is the one. um, but because I'm knitting everything going up the way and with a black border, that means I need to put in half squares at the sides, which is fun because I do have some kind of like small scraps that I probably couldn't make a full square out of. So links of this was from a 50-gram ball of Drops Fable from either Norway or round the corner from me, which I had used like the vast majority of. And I just had like a wee. I wasn't even sure if I'd get half a square out of it, but I just did, and no more. Yes, I'm absolutely loving working on this. And I've got these two were actually my first attempts at self-striping yarn, and I love them. I have knit this into a full pair of socks. This one I haven't yet because I've got lots of things to do. But I definitely think I will try and dye this colourway up again. Because this was just an experiment. I didn't like the way this turned out. But I didn't like the technique I used to dye this. It was very fiddly, very annoying, and just not generally not great. And then this is my Santa's Boudoir colourway. I did nab myself a skein of this, which I haven't knit up yet, but I just love this. This is definitely my favourite colourway I've ever dyed because it's Christmas themed. But I just love this like rich red, this lovely claret, if you will. Oh, I am a ridiculous human being. But I've been having a bit of a clear out recently. So I had kind of emptied all the, well, not emptied, but I had knit up all of the scraps that I thought I had into this blanket, and I was kind of like, oh, like now I've got no more squares to add. But then I started having a clear out, and I found like, well, I've been knitting for like 10 years, but realistically probably 6 years worth of scraps. So this just got full real quick again. But I also found, and I think I put it in this bag, I also found the first mitered square blanket I cast on. I cast one on a couple years ago, and I made a fair amount of progress on it. Not much, but I don't know, I fell out of love with the way I was doing it because I really wanted to do a black border and I wanted everything going up the way. And the way I started my original one was quite awkward, and I just stopped loving working on it. But I found it, and here it is. But I did not realise how teeny tiny the squares were. The way I was doing this one is I wanted the kind of seams to all be forming diamonds, which meant quite a bit of more work for what's meant to be an easy project. I don't actually know how many stitches I had on this one, but on this blanket, sit on me. On this blanket I do 64 stitches to a square, and now it's upside down. I do 64 stitches to a square, and the only reason I chose that number is because that's what I use for socks anyway. But yeah, look at the size difference. Probably, like, it kind of looks as if maybe there's 32, maybe a bit more than 32 stitches. I don't know. I'll need to actually figure that out and count it one day, or I should probably do that before I start filming a podcast, but it didn't happen. But I have absolutely no desire to continue working on this one. With squares that small, it would take me like 100 years to make something sizable, so I'm not going to bother. What I think I might do though, which just came to me right this minute, I haven't put any other thoughts into it, but I think I could make a cushion cover and have this for one side of the fabric, and then just have like a plain fabric on the back. I don't know. I won't be planning to do this anytime soon anyway. But yeah, little baby blanket. So last time I also mentioned that I wanted to cast on the northeasterly blanket, that thing. Those abstract concepts, blankets. And I did. What way is forward? This way is forward. Okay, I've made a bit of a mess. But here we are. Not done much yet. I just seem to be getting everything tangled to do. Again, it's fine, I will fix it later. But yeah, I cast it on. Yes, it is so addictive. That's kind of why I haven't finished the Voltage Show, as well as my other blanket, but this one is just so, because it's such short rows, it's really, you finish one and you just want to do another one and you just want to keep on going. But yeah, so I'm loving that, but the bag I'm keeping this in, I'm pretty excited about. It's got a possum on it. Isn't it so cute? And he's eating little mushrooms, which I love mushrooms. They are a hoot. But I got this tote bag from Sesame. Does it say? It's Me Sesame. Sesame is a possum, well, was a possum. Sesame is no longer with us. This actual possum is called Starfish. And as you can see, Starfish has no tail. Sesame and Starfish were rescue possums that could not be, re-released into the wild. I can't remember why not with Sesame. I've been following the story for a while, but with Starfish doesn't have a tail, which possums really need that to live in the wild, so they had to become house possums, which just sounds wonderful to me, but I know a lot of people don't see it that way. But yeah, I seen this tote bag and I just could not resist, and it had loads of cute charms and cute everything that I wanted to order the whole shop, but I had to control myself, or try it anyway. But yeah, so that's got my northeasterly in it and all the used up scraps. The way I'm working is I'm working on the mitered square first, and then I knit a square with that, and then the scraps go into this bag. Then once I've used up the scraps in this bag, I'm going to put them in another bag. And I don't think I'll do another scrap blanket, because you can definitely do too much kind of not real projects. Like, I've got loads of kind of functional things I want to make, so I think it's more important that I focus on them than having like 8 scrap projects. But so once it goes from that bag, I'm going to put it in another bag and use it to swap with friends who are also doing different scrap projects. I thought that would be quite fun, and do a little kind of swap, because I know lots of people do have 2 massive tote bags full of scraps that they don't really need anymore, so it's always good to swap with other people. So last time I mentioned that I am a spinner as well as a knitter, crocheter and dyer, and a few people said that they would like to hear a bit more about that and see some of my spinning, and that kind of got me motivated. So last month not long after the podcast, I actually started spinning again. And this was the first thing I spun. It is a whole lot of crazy, and I had so much fun spinning it. This white fibre is Portland fleece that my friend Victoria gave me, so thank you, Victoria. It was raw fleece, so I had to wash it and comb it, card it. Sorry, I use cards. I had to wash it and card it before I could spin it. It was a really fun project. I really enjoyed it. But then just before I started spinning, I just kind of thought, I haven't spun in like a year. I just kind of want to go crazy. So I had a big bag full of BFL locks, actually from the first sheep fleece I ever bought. So yeah, so I just kind of threw everything in here. And there is some little kind of sections of black baby alpaca. Not really spun in, it was just kind of like wispy sections. I was just kind of like dropping on top of the singles, and then plied over them, so that it's quite a loose wrap that it's got on it, and it just creates a bit more texture. I've absolutely no idea what I'm going to use this for, because it is quite crazy. Though I was thinking of doing maybe a cowl or something, and on like a really open gauge, so that you can see all the different kind of textures and kind of different bits of craziness that are hanging off of it. But I love it, and I really enjoyed it. So thank you so much, Victoria, for this lovely gift. I love it. But aside from that, I have also spun 100 grams of baby black alpaca. Because it is baby, because it's a first shearing, so it's the alpaca's first coat. You get these lovely sections of kind of rusty brown on the tips of the fibres, and the reason for that is because with black alpacas, and it's the same with black sheep, when they're in the womb, their fleece gets bleached by the amniotic fluid, which is how you get these lovely little brown sections, actually. Here you go. Can you see how the tips are? Okay, not really rusty, it's just a kind of light brown. But yeah. So I spun up 100 grams of this, and I still have another 100 grams to go. There we go. And it's quite fine. Let's see if I can show you. I wasn't really... I think when it's plied, it'll be roughly about 4-ply, but some sections will be a bit thinner than 4-ply, and some sections will probably go up to double knit or even bigger. When I spin, I don't really try to spin it super smoothly. I'm not really interested in that for hand spun. If I wanted a completely smooth, perfectly spun yarn, I would buy commercially spun yarn. But yeah, I don't really know my plan for that as such. But it is super soft because it is like a beautiful first cutting crea. But I think if I've got 200 grams and I spin it at, you know, a kind of 4-ply weight, I might be able to make a nice scarf or shawl or something out of it. It's super soft, so I want it to be next to the skin. Let me know if you've got any ideas. What would you do with 200 grams of 4-ply, or hand spun 4-ply baby black alpaca? And last topic that I want to talk about is just about my hand-dyed yarn. I've got some questions that I want to ask you, because I can't make decisions for myself. I'm not an adult. But for the self-striping yarn, for the most part I have been photographing them in a gobstopper ball like this. Yeah, this is, the lighting is quite harsh, so it's kind of washing it out a bit. But this is San Junipero, named after the most amazing Black Mirror episode ever. But usually I photograph them in this kind of gobstopper type hand wound ball, which is fine. I think they look beautiful like that. And you can see all the different colours. Great. But it takes a long time to wind them by hand like this, and I don't have the best wrists. So see, when you're doing like a good few of them in one day, it just gets to be too much. Okay. Totally off topic. But does anyone apart from me get to know the birds that live near them? Because we have a crow that lives nearby, and I love him. I think he's great. He's not. He never really lost all of his juvenile feathers, which is how I know it's the same bird, because he's got these kind of. He's still got a few like mangy feathers sticking out, but he's an adult. But he's just like attacking my neighbour's roof, and it's quite amusing. Anyway, back on topic. Gobstopper ball hurts my wrists like hell when I'm winding them all day, every day. So I love the way they look, but it's not practical for me to keep doing that, I don't think. So I done this instead. I wound a cake and then kind of wrapped it around like this. I'm sure you know how to wrap things. But I don't know. Again, the lighting in here isn't great, so these two colours doesn't look like there's a huge difference, but it's not a huge difference. They're both blue. Well, one's blue, one's kind of seafoam green. But yeah, I like this way. I don't prefer one, which is why I want to ask. The things I like about this is, one, it doesn't make my hands fall off, always a positive. But it shows you the order that the colours will stripe, and it shows you the kind of tones within each colour section a bit more, which for me I like, and I think that's kind of important to me, to know the order the colours will stripe, and seeing a bit more the range of colours within each stripe. I don't know, what do you think? Cake or ball? What would you prefer? I don't know. I think taking pictures, this definitely looks better. So I think I will try and do it for photos still, but like I will not post them like this because I don't have enough cartilage in my wrist to do that for every order. But it also costs extra in postage, and I would rather keep postage costs as low as possible for my customers. But I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. But also, again with self-striping, usually my skeins look like this, with the ball band and that. But I thought for self-striping, I'm more thinking about if I ever do any shows. But I was thinking of winding them on a much smaller skein. So this is still 100 grams. It's just wound on a much smaller niddy noddy than this one. These are the exact same. They're both British sock, and they're both 100 grams, same yardage and everything. But this is just on a different niddy noddy, so it creates a much smaller skein. And I just think if I do ever do shows, it might be. I think it would be a good way to differentiate these from non-striping colourways. I also just think they're really cute because they're like short and like squat, stout, festively plump. I love them. I really like it like this, but what do you think? I can't make decisions by myself. Might try it like this. I might put it in my Instagram stories actually. Who knows? We shall see. Okay, so just before I go, I've got a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Gemma of the Project Bag and Ellen of Mrs. Lamb's Yarns, they are giving up casting on for Lent. So the day before Lent, I think that was Tuesday, they had a cast on party, which I seen part of their joint Instagram live, and then the next day, I think it was, yeah, the next day, I joined them for a short period of time on Zoom, the kind of video conference call platform for part of the cast on party. And I'm not really wanting to give up casting on. So I thought, as a response to that, I'm going to do 40 days and 40 nights of fibre hedonism, where I just make a pick of myself. I've always been historically a rather monogamous knitter. I don't normally have more than one project on at a time, not including scrap blankets and these kind of like larger ongoing projects. But just recently I've started kind of having like, you know, a pair of socks and a shawl, maybe some other things. But also last year I was quite mindful about what I was buying yarn and fibre wise, and that I didn't really buy much. And then so far this year I haven't bought anything. I haven't spent a penny on yarn or fibre. So I'm just gonna kind of have 40 days and 40 nights of treat yourself, and I'm just gonna cast on whatever I want. And one thing I'm wanting to do is use those kind of like precious fibres and precious yarns that I've been hoarding and not wanting to use until I find that special project. I'm just wanting to just use them for whatever the hell I want. And actually I found a carrier bag full of hand spun from when I kind of first started spinning, that, you know, it's all quite art yarny. It's not like a hugely over the top art yarn, but they're all like knobbly and textured, and they've got fun little things that wouldn't work for just any project, and I've been holding on to them because I didn't want to just throw them into something stupid for the sake of using them up. I wanted to wait until I found something really interesting. But as part of my fibre hedonism, I am going to just use them however the hell I want, and some kind of special fibres that were quite expensive or kind of hard to get a hold of, I just want to use them, and there's absolutely no point, and I'm not doing them justice by just having them sitting in a cupboard for like 7 years. That's ridiculous. Absolutely no need for that. So the hashtag I'm planning on using for that is hashtag FibreHedonism. That will be FIBRE hedonism, because I am British and we spell fibre FIBRE as opposed to FIBER, the way you would spell it in North America and probably some other places. And apart from that, next week, I think, possibly the week after, depends what day it is today, I have no idea. But whenever it is going to be Edinburgh Festival of Yarn, and I wasn't planning on going, but I'm going. In typical me fashion, I've decided last minute to do something. I wasn't gonna go because financially it's probably not the best idea. Like right now, being a dyer is my only source of income, and because I am like such a fledgling business, I'm not exactly flush. So, but I decided, you know, I don't have to go and go crazy like I enjoy doing. Don't get me wrong, um, but it would be good to like see a lot of my friends who are going. Um, and the thing that kind of made me kind of want to go, well, I wanted to go, but the thing that made me go, why are you not going? Was, you know, people I know are coming from like all over the place. People are traveling like hours. And like I'm in Glasgow and it's in Edinburgh and it's not that far. I was like, what is the point? Uh, You know, I'll be 2 hours each way to get there, whereas there's people who will have traveled a hell of a lot longer and a lot farther than that. So if you're going to be at Edinburgh Festival of Yarn, let me know and let me know what you're doing and what's happening and when, because I don't know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, or anything else. um, so I think I have now officially run out of things to talk about for this episode. Because this is the fourth time I have filmed a little add on, but every time I have filmed one, I have stopped filming, walked away, and then gone, oh no, I forgot to mention that, so I've had to run back and film the whole thing again, and then I've gone, oh no. So, yeah, I think we're done. If not, it can wait till next time. Thanks for tuning in, and I will hopefully see you next time, and hopefully it won't be as long until the next time. It's fine. But until then, thank you for watching. Bye.